Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is for you. I'm Cyclone. Welcome to more or less play Train Simulator Classic. I decided to go ahead with the Class 37 scenario today. This is the older version of the train. Again, I'm going to get it out of the way because it is an older classic scenario. And I thought about changing the train in this, but I don't like really changing around scenarios unless it's just a case where I can't play it because the player train is missing from my collection. In those cases, I will. But I tend to not like switching it otherwise if I can help it. I try to get any stock I can. If I have to replace something that's critical to the scenario, I will. Otherwise, I'll just let something not be there. I'll delete a train or something like that. But in this case, because I should have everything on this scenario for this regular Class 37 scenario, I will give this a try. This will not be one of my exceptions here. I'm just going to show it as is. So we're going to be doing the same line as last time. The difference is this time we have heavy snow falling. So this is going to be a different set of operations than the previous scenario we did, which is the Folly Tanks, where we did the Cowley Junction to Exeter Riverside, which was slightly longer because of a journey. Actually, no, it was slightly shorter of a journey because we already had left Taunton. We were at Cowley Junction. No, I take that back. We were actually before Taunton at Cowley Junction. I'm remembering where I was on the line. And we went through Taunton down to Exeter Riverside. This time, when we go back to snow on the Blackdowns, we're apparently going down to Exeter to some point. So we are starting again at Taunton, heading to Exeter. I don't know if we're going into the Exeter yard or what we're doing, but we're probably going to have different speed requirements and things like that. Something along those lines, because we are going to be dealing with clearing snow. So we're going to actually be driving a snow plow on the train today, which is something I don't think I've actually done yet on a scenario. I do have the ZZA snow plow as well. I don't know if it's actually considered as part of this Class 37, so we might be seeing the ZZA snowplow for the first time here. So yeah, there's always something new, right? Let's get started and let's clear some snow. What is this? Holy cow, I can't see a darn bloody thing here. Where are my headlights? Where's the headlight switch? Hello? Okay, this is not good. I can't see. Oh, that explains it. 6:30 in the morning. Okay. Well, what are we doing? I really can't see a thing. I did not plan for this. Couple 19 to the front of 1Z99. Okay, let's just pause and read this, because as you can see, I can't see a bloody thing. I'm thinking of changing the time on this just to show this to you, but you know what? Let's keep it dark. I kind of want to talk about other scenarios I want to do on this route anyway. So, hello driver. First thing to do is to head to Fairwater West siding and couple to the snowplow. Okay, so snowplow's not on us. You will be given further instructions there. Please note that once you're out on the main line, your maximum permitted speed is 45 miles per hour. I knew it. I knew it. Snow clearing operations have to be slower. So we're going to be coupling to something up ahead, and I literally can't see it. I have no clue where this thing is. This is going to be very, very dangerous. So this is going to be very interesting to see what happens. Let's just go down the task list here. Oh, we're going... Oh, we're going to go back there. Okay. And we're going to be continuing up in this direction, 31 miles, and then we're going to be stopping at the reverse. We're going to stop at the West Depot, and that's going to be the scenario, just like that. So, yeah, this is going to be a very interesting set of tasks. So let's, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to look at the map, because that seems to be the best way to go about this. Where am I? We don't have a timetable, so I'm just doing this. We're going to set this path to allow us to go out. We're stopping right, we're coupling in here. Oh, it's all the way over here. That's what we're coupling to. So we got a long stretch forward into the siding here. I've got the path set for us now. I'm going to double check it again as we get moving. Again, I don't think I have headlights. Are there headlights on this train? I want to know this. There's the rear. Oh, that's the front. Okay, I see what my problem was. 3 is apparently the front of the train today. Interesting. Very interesting. So that's the direction I'm heading in. My headlights are on. Because if I do this, I can't tell. I really can't tell. Oh, they are working. Okay. Whatever happens, they are working. So I'm going to be using the map to figure this out, because I don't know any other way to do this, because I can't see a bloody thing up there. Can I reset my view? Let's do this. Oh, nope, cab light isn't working either. Yeah, we're having a great day here. Interior lights? Nope, nothing. Yeah, I'm just going slowly, because I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe on YouTube there's a better view than I have, but my view is absolutely horrendous right now. So, there's my 2-car setup here. I know I'm well under the speed limit, so I'm not even worried about checking that. I'm just going to watch the map because this is the thing that's really going to show us the action right now. I'm going to have to hit the brakes for that. So now we are coming a little closer to the snowplow that we're connecting to. I think it's a snowplow on both sides, by the way. Okay, so I'm going to start slowing down now. Map check, we're still getting closer. We're going to stay on the map until we get right up to it. Then we're going to hit the brakes. Again, only because I can't see a bloody thing in front of me. I can't see a thing. I think I'm fast enough to connect to it now. So we're going to just keep right on going. I do see something approaching now. It's connected. I saw the indication in front. Now go to Fairwater Yard 7 and couple up to the snowplow stabled there to the rear of this formation. So just looking ahead of us, that is something in front of us now. I don't know what it is, but it's right there. And that's the back of the train. This is apparently the front of the train. So now we have this little guy right in front. That's what we're going to be driving. Backing up now. Otherwise, we're going to hit a buffer and go off the track. So, backwards. I'm going to put a little speed on. I'm going to check Fairwater siding 7. Where are we going? Right back here. All the way to the end of it again. Okay, you could have left it a little closer in the front to make things easier, but okay. That works, I guess. So the line is now set. We're going to, again, back all the way up to that siding. I am going in reverse. We're going to disregard this. And hopefully the sun comes up and makes this a little more interesting as we go. I just saw a light going by there. I'm going to slow it down a little bit now. Once again, checking the map. We are coming in. Let's take a peek outside this time, and I can't see a thing anyway, so forget that. So we're going to keep an eye on when to hit the brakes here. Now's a good time. going very slow because I really can't see a thing. The car is here somewhere. I'm feeling a little nervous here because I'm getting very close to that buffer. It's gotta be in here right now. We're like 1/100th of a mile away. It must be right on the buffer. There it is. Okay, I don't know what happened there, but we'll take that. You may now head out onto the main line towards Exeter. Please make sure all manual points are set correctly. So I was reversing, and as you may have noticed, I am right at the end of the track. That's really right at the end of the track there. So we did get our plow connected. It is part of my red little engine there. So let's head back to this side of the cab. We're gonna, actually that's the side we're on. We're going to be making our way out onto the main line. Where are we going? We're going to, well, the main line. Let's just keep the main line active for right now. So we want to get over to here. This is the main line somehow, somewhere. And to get on the main line, we need this switch. We need... That's it. I don't think the path is set yet. Wait a minute, which way are we going? We have to go that way. We have to be going that way. There's no... Oh, this could be the problem. There we go. We're good. We're all set. Let's get ourselves on our way and we will continue. So now we have a plow on us. So you can see the 40 speed limit up ahead as we get onto the main line. Of course, our limit is 45 miles per hour, and I'm going to have to do that all the way. Because this is a much slower drive and also in the dark, I may actually skip a good chunk of this until we get some daylight. Once some daylight comes, I'll rejoin you and tell you where we are at that point. But if it's dark all the way to Exeter, I might just skip the entire mainline drive and show you the operations at Exeter that have to do with this operation, and that will be the video. So this may be a very short video today, guys. So taking a quick look at the map, you can see we are making our way out of the yard. I'm going to be doing a bit of this if it stays dark even at Exeter. But for right now, we're going to just note that we are getting on the main line. We are going to get our signal to allow us access onto the full line, and we will be tearing away at our plow speed limit. We have a green bell, so that's good. Yep, I can go up to 25 now because our speed limit is 25 up ahead. I might take advantage of a little speed, but you notice that the signal was red as we passed it because the front of the plow, the front engine of our vehicle, is the one that is giving us the they need wipers. Not going to help. But because the plow is the thing that passes the signal first, the signal turns red for us by the time we see it. So it is not a red signal. It was green for us. We had the bell saying we can go. So we are clear. And I can't really see in front, but if I do this, it might give us a way to look. Maybe. Yeah, you can see that green signal right there. There's the green. So based on... And you can see it just turned red because the plow in front, we don't sit on the plow as we drive the train. We sit in the engine itself. So we're going to be seeing signals turn red well before we reach them. And the trick when we get to Exeter will be if there's something we have to wait for, we'll have to be aware. But I have a feeling because we're the snowplow and there's probably no trains on the line yet, we're probably clear to go. We can go up to 45 miles per hour at this time. I will do that. We are now at our speed limit. I'm going to be basically finagling the throttle back and forth a bit the entire journey here in order to try to maintain this speed. I have a 4% throttle, currently maintaining 45.2. This might be what I stay at until we get to some gradients. So this could be a little bit of a tedious drive. Let's bring up the destination again. We are going 29, well, almost 30 miles, so 29 miles. Now at 45 miles per hour, that means we're going I would say 3 miles every 4 minutes. So based on that math, we're looking at about a so 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 27. We're looking at about a 38, 39 minute drive here at 45 miles per hour. So since we can't see a bloody thing in front of us, I think the best thing for me to do is skip a little bit of the video coming up here and just catch up to you when something interesting happens. Like that solid crossing there. So the best thing for me to do, I think, is to skip ahead a little bit, and hopefully we will see something on the latter part of the scenario. I do see a little bit going by, not much. So, yeah, I do see a little bit going by here. In any case, I'm going to take a moment while it is still dark, before I skip anything, to just let you know what I'm going to be doing here. I thought about doing that New Haven scenario I wanted to do today, but I'm actually going to change my mind on that. That's why I'm doing this video instead. I'm going to stay with Bristol to Exeter for just a little while longer, because there's a lot of scenarios on here that I have. I want to get a few of these played, and I want to actually see if I can move to the AP 142. I'm going to check my requirements for those after I finish this scenario. I don't think it's much because they were from 2009, so I should have everything, maybe save a reskin. But other than that, I do have the AP 142 installed, the original one, not the one they're working on now. And that AP 142, while being a bit of a primitive model, I can still use in that scenario. So I'm going to go ahead and look into possibly doing those two scenarios. That will cover on one of those scenarios the route between Bristol Temple Meads and Weston-super-Mare. I want to cover that route. So I think I saw another regular scenario that had that option, but I didn't really want to drive that scenario yet. So I really want to check out the 142 because I've been meaning to do that for a while, as old as it is. And then that'll free me up to do a lot of other 142 videos if I want to as well, including the default one that comes from DTG. I don't remember if I have that one installed or not. If I do, I will use that as well. But for right now, we're just going to look. I'm just looking at possibly doing the 142, jumping from the standard scenarios over to the 142 and playing those. I only have 2 of them. If I have the requirements, which I think I do, I will play them. If not, I'll play a couple other scenarios. I haven't decided which ones yet. I may do the 153 and introduce that. I could also come back to the Voyager. The Voyager is an option that I'm looking at. So I'm going to probably do one of those 3 sets next time. They're all pairs. The 142 is a pair. The 153 is a pair. And the Voyager is a pair. And we haven't done the Voyager for a while. We have driven it before. I'd like to drive that as well. So I'm going to just think about which scenarios I feel are the next ones I want to introduce. And we are going to go ahead and do that pair next time, one of those pairs. But like I said, I'm leaning towards the 142 just because it's a new train I haven't seen yet. After that, I will get to that New York-New Haven scenario, and then I'm going to go ahead and do some scenarios on the Northeast Corridor itself, going in a completely separate direction between Baltimore and New York. So I'm going to be taking that path probably in about a week. From now, I'm going to be looking at doing those. I do have a special broadcast in mind I'm not going to mention yet. I might actually make it a premiere, and I'll announce it when we get closer, if I decide to do that. But I think I am going to have a special broadcast coming up as well of a special scenario that I think is fitting to have on the day in question. So I do have, and after that trip to New York, New Haven, I'm going to do at least a couple scenarios there as well. After that trip to New York, New Haven, I think I'm going to see if I can pick a German route. It's been a long time since I've been to Germany. And I haven't really been to Austria yet. I should do Austria at some point as well, outside of the Mittenwaldbahn. So I'm going to see if I can look into one of those options next time, because I do like the German trains. They are really fast, and going fast is fun. So I do want to do that, if I can. I am thinking about something like Munich-Augsburg or Munich-Rosenheim, because we are familiar with the Munich area. So from the Munich-Garmisch-Partenkirchen route. So I am leaning towards that option. One of those. And I am still looking at that Heritage route as well, the one based on the Forum Peninsula. I said a year ago I was going to do it, and then something else came out at the time, and then other projects came up. It's been a year since I wanted to do that. I need to get a visit to that area. I need to finish the scenarios at Falmouth Branch using the pannier. I got a lot to do, guys. I have a lot to do. Sometimes I just don't feel like doing it all. An hour driving a train, there's other games that are a lot more active. I sometimes don't want to play trains for too much. I have been picking up Pokemon Unite again. And Pokemon Unite is actually a fun game. It's a free game. It's a bit of a pay-to-win game, I'll be honest. But if you have some of the characters and you have the items leveled up, you can get on some teams and do some really good damage. So I've been having some fun with that as a supporter role for right now. Got myself to Master Rank in there, so very, very happy about that. I hit 1400 yesterday as I'm taping this. I say that because I'm taping this. Actually, today, as I'm taping this, is the day I'm publishing this as well, because I've been busy. So, had an appointment today as well I had to deal with. Sorry, I'm going to get my thoughts together here. I'm publishing this on Tuesday. I'm actually taping this on Monday because I'm expecting to be gone on Tuesday. So, I got the, again, it looked like a red, it was a green. So, I got the 1400 on Sunday in Pokemon Unite, and now it's Monday I'm taping this, and Tuesday I'm gone, which is the day I'm publishing this. So there you go. I'll get my date ordering mixed. My brain's been all over the place today. So you notice we had a little bit of a speed drop there. I'm going ahead and increasing my speed on that uphill. I was expecting that uphill. There's a downhill later as well. So we are adjusting for that. I can see the bridge going overhead. You can see a little bit here. I think part of my problem is that my brightness settings are low, so I am not seeing much. You may be seeing a lot more than I am. So for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and stay with you for now, and if I do decide in editing that you can't see enough, then I'll probably cut it out. I was not ready for it to be dark at 6:30 in the winter's morning, which it is dark at 6:30 in the winter's morning. It's dark when these snowplows are out. This is normal operations. I can see buildings going by too. So quick map update here as I speed up a little bit. Here I am. Where's Taunton? Taunton is way back where we started, so there's Taunton over there. We were actually in the yard over here, so we didn't actually go through Taunton, which is behind the station. We are way down here once again, in that we're not the blue one, we're a red one. Where's the red one? There's the red one. That's who we are. Speed check. So we're that red one. We're coming down here. We're making our way along that blue line. We're going to continue down the track through Trenton. Where are we going? We're going to find out right now. We're stopping right here at Exeter St. Thomas. Oh, we're going all the way through Exeter St. Davis. Look at that. We're going to Exeter St. Thomas, and that's, of course, where the Riviera line goes. And over here is the area towards Exmouth. Actually, no, that's Starcross. That's the Riviera line. Sorry, that's the Riviera line. There's another route that goes off somewhere. That's the one that goes towards Exmouth. So we'll get our lines figured out here. That's where we're going. We're going all the way to Exeter St. Thomas today. You think I would have found that out reading this, right? Yeah. So I think I will stay with you because you can actually see how to handle lower speed operations on a gradient using a train like the old Class 37, which most people will have if they get the European Loco and Asset Pack. So you can actually drive this. Just get the AP one. AP has a much better one. I still haven't driven it, but I'm going to get to it. So yeah, you can see how to do low speed driving on these gradients and how to handle brakes on these gradients with the lower speed as well. So I'm going to leave this just kind of like a way to look at that and see how that is handled. If you want to skip ahead, I will put a chapter for where we get closer to Exeter St. David's, and I'll go ahead and I'll see if we can put a note on there as to when we approach that. It should be a little more daylight by then, hopefully. So I'm chopping the throttle off now because we came to the top of that heavier gradient. I'm now holding a 9% throttle and I'm losing speed. So 1 in 127 is too strong for 9%. Moving up to a 14% gradient, or throttle. Now we are definitely smoothing out a bit more again, so I'm watching my speed again. We're getting to 45 miles per hour. There's a downhill up ahead, so I'm actually going to cut my throttle a little bit because I think this downhill will add speed to our train. I'm starting to see the wiper in front of me as well. I think I'm getting accustomed to the darkness. So there's the wiper and there's the plow in front of me. That is the plow. So I think daylight is slowly approaching here. Let's take a look outside the train. Yeah, I can see there is a little more. I can see more. There is some dawn now. So I can see a bit more behind me, a little more around me. So I think the sun is starting to come up. And we are going... I'm actually recognizing the train now in my picture. So there is that visibility now. It is working for me. We might be passing Tiverton Parkway right now. I'll check that in a second. Map check. Oh no, we're not even close. We're still a little ways away from Tiverton Parkway. Okay. We should see it in a moment. Now, 1 in 115 is definitely going to be adding speed to our train until we get to the second signal from now at least. So we're going to be manning those brakes a little bit. Old style trains, it's hard to ride throttle over brakes for control, so we're going to have to just use the brake on this one. Thankfully, it's not an air brake like some US trains, which would be really nasty. Of course, in US trains, you'd be expected to use the dynamic brake, which I still have to figure out how it works on this game. So it looks like we do start to flatten out, or at least have a much lower gradient up ahead. That may allow us to lose a little bit of speed for the upcoming downhill that I see after that. Unless that's just the steady downhill at a slower speed. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Again, keep listening for that bell because I know it looks like a red signal, and I panic every time as well. But if you hear that bell, that means we have a green signal. We can go ahead. So don't worry about the signal being red as we pass it. The gradient has indeed shallowed out, 1 in 242. We are indeed losing speed, and it looks like we don't have any significant downhill portions. When I get down to about 43, I'm going to try to maintain speed at that point. 43.0, I mean. That'll do. Oh, that won't do. That's actually gaining speed at a decent clip. So I'm going to have to lower that throttle just a little more. 2% will do. One in 215 is a little bit steeper, so still no gain in speed on that. So gonna keep an eye on that gradient. 1 in 100 will gain us speed. Throttle coming off. I think this is Tiverton Parkway right here. There it is. So that indeed is Tiverton Parkway. I'll just confirm it on the map. There's the green behind us. So now heading from Tiverton Parkway to Exeter St. David's. We are going to be going through Exeter St. David's without stopping. Something I don't do very often. I see there's an uphill coming up, so that's why I'm maintaining throttle at 44 miles per hour right now. I know I'm going to need to increase speed here. I think I'm doing okay with my throttle right now. Let's keep this going. We have a little bit more of a downhill stretch coming up here, so I'm going to have to ease off the throttle as we hit that. Taking it off now. It's a 1 in 155, so I may not gain too much speed, but there may be steeper sections of this gradient. So I'm not going to try to increase speed yet, just in case. It looks like it will get smoother up ahead. I see some longer... Actually, it's about the same all the way. Might be a slightly steeper section in the middle there. But I think that's teasing my brain right now. I think it is steady all the way. So now I will put a very small throttle back on. I want 4, but I'll take 3%. This will give me time to adjust if I see the speed increasing, and I'll be able to take that throttle completely off and see what gain my train decides to take on a future gradient, or if I need to adjust for an uphill gradient. That really is the trick with scenarios where you just go non-stop from one end to the other. You have to just keep an eye on the gradient along the way, adjust your throttle as necessary. If you're at max throttle, it makes it easy. You can't really adjust it anymore if you're still losing speed. You're kind of at the route's mercy at that point. Other than that, you just need to adjust based on what you're doing, on what your train's doing. And a lot of it is maintenance of speed to try to maintain a speed just under the speed limit so you can maintain being legal. I did see a video about a London Bridge to Brighton speed run journey that took place. They were trying to beat the record time. I don't remember what the time was, something like 56 minutes or something like that. And they wanted to see if they could beat that record time. So they set up an express train. They made sure the path to Brighton was going to be clear with no ways to delay that train to give it a full speed run. And they got there, and I think they beat the record. I think they actually, the new driver beat the record. The driver on that one got a new record, is what I meant to say. And you can look at that video on YouTube. I'm not trying to promote that channel because I don't remember the name of the channel. And again, I'm not being paid by them anyway, but you can find the video on YouTube. It is there. I've seen it. And you can actually see some of the commentary inside the cab where you hear the driver saying, okay, now I'm going to be slowing down for an 80-mile-per-hour speed limit up ahead. And then he just brings it down at the exact moment. Like, he cuts the brake on at the exact moment to get it down, so he maintains the most amount of speed possible for the longest amount of time that he can legally do so. He does try to keep it legal. They don't just go 100 all the way. They have to follow line speed limits. So he, from what I can tell, he did an exceptional job on that. I followed along and stayed on the train for the run because I'm familiar with the route, having played it here. And as a result, as we are gradient smoothed out for a moment, as a result, I was able to follow along with the ride very, very closely. And I knew some of what he was doing, especially when he got through East Croydon. He had to slow down for East Croydon, so that was definitely interesting to see on a speed run perspective. That could be an interesting scenario to replicate on the East London to Brighton, or the South London to Brighton route as well. That is something you can replicate on Danny Leach's route, merging those two routes together. You can replicate that speed run. You can try and do it yourself if you want to. And there were some AI on the track going the other direction. They of course don't affect the speed run, nor are they affected by the speed run, so they kept going. But any trains that might have been crossing the track, they were held up when the speed run train was going through. So you might see a train stalled in the other lane from time to time. It's possible. Or you might see a train stalled coming onto the track waiting for your train because you're the speed run train. Uh-oh, I'm speeding a little bit. I just caught that. That was a much heavier downhill gradient than I expected there, and it just shot up. That's what I get for looking down at something on my desk for a moment there. But even so, 486 is not too bad. I don't think I'm going to get too much of a wrist slapping over that. So it may just be my eyes playing tricks on me, but I think I actually do see some. It might just be like a fog or something like that, but I almost feel like I can see snow in my view here. So I think my eyes are just playing tricks with me. I think we'll get a better look. There we go. I think we'll get a better look at Exeter St. David's, what kind of snow conditions actually are. I want to see if I can get a picture of the train going, of the snowplow going by when we get to Exeter St. David's as well. There should be enough light to pull that off. That's even if it is still dark. We are getting close now to Exeter St. David's. We're within 10 miles of Exeter St. Thomas. We're 9 away. So, I think it's about a mile, maybe 2 miles to, from Exeter St. David's to Exeter St. Thomas, if I remember the Riviera line correctly. So we're going to be trying to get there within that time frame, obviously. We're going to get there in 9 miles. Then we're going to be reversing ourselves into where we need to go to get off the main line. So we are slowly gaining speed now. The gradient has been giving us increases and decreases. But I made up to 45 miles per hour. Since I'm still somewhat maintaining speed, I'm going to go ahead and leave it here unless I see a major gradient change. Then I'm going to have to hit the brakes. But I'm going to just go ahead and maintain for now because I seem to be staying still on this 1 in 435 gradient. And now I'm actually going up. So very slight increase, but I'm keeping an eye on it. In fact, there is an increase in gradient going upwards up ahead, so I'm going to go ahead and leave this alone. Take a quick look back at the front of the train here. Oh, we can definitely see it now. I can see this a lot clearer. There is more light now. Way more light than there was. You can see the snowplow on this end of the train. And if we go to the front, you can see that I am pushing snow aside on this side of the train. So I am pushing some snow here. Very, very nice effect to see the snowplow doing that. So even though you don't see a lot of snow ahead, anything that is being picked up is being cast aside. So snowplow is in operation. There's our green signal. So you can see we are clear. Again, you're going to see the plow pass. It turns red. By the time we see it in the cab, it looks red. So that's what's been happening the entire journey. That's why you keep seeing red signals. I'm going to take the throttle off now. I don't feel like pushing this any further. There's no timetable. I don't need to. Okay, back to a 5% throttle for now. Actually, no, take it off. We're on a downhill gradient. I can see we are on a decent downhill gradient, so I need to drop a little speed just in case. That'll do. Trying to fine-tune my... There we go. Okay, we're within 4 miles of Exeter St. Thomas. Just bringing up the map very quickly. You can see where we are. We are approaching the area where another line will join us. This is the line that goes to Crediton. This is, again, the Exeter to Barnstaple line. My mind blanked for a second on that. I remember that. But once that line joins, we are going to be passing by all the yards. Then we're going to go to Exeter St. Thomas itself. And then there's Exeter St. David's, and then Exeter St. Thomas. I'm going to poke my head out the window and see if I can see the left turn coming in. Ooh, look at that. That's close. Was I zoomed in? No, I'm not even zoomed in. Now I'm zoomed in. That sunflower is right there in your face. You can see that. So the warning was for the 80-mile-per-hour speed limit. We might get another one for the 65 up ahead. Or maybe that warning was for the 65. Though it would make sense that we're warned to the 80 and then drivers just know to go down to 65. We're, of course, not affected by this. There's the sunflower going away as we get our green signal. So here's where I'm going to start poking my head out the window and see what's coming up. We can see, obviously, the signal passing by here. Let's head to this side. As we're getting a left turn now, that is the line. I timed that perfectly. That's the Exeter to Barnstaple line. So it is now joining us. There's going to be a crossover track there, and there's the access back to this line for trains coming in. So now we're going to start passing all the yards in this area. I'm going to stay on this side of the... on this outside of the train, as we're going to be going down to 30 miles per hour. I just got my signal and I responded to it. So back in the cab, you can see we got our sunflower again. and that is Exeter St. David's coming up. Exeter St. David's has a going speed limit of 30 miles per hour for trains going through. Possibly shorter speed limits or slower speed limits on outer tracks. My timing is on point today, ladies and gentlemen. So you can see the 25 up ahead on the drive. Oh, that's a 75. Sorry, 25 I know is a track coming out at one point. So I'm down to 30 miles per hour now, 29.7. I can put a tiny throttle on to maintain. Let's look at this side of the train now, as we're going to be coming up next to Exeter St. David's. It'll be my first chance to grab a really good picture of the train, so we're going to do that. So I'll hop back in the cab here. Oh, I'm going to speed here. The brake didn't work. Okay, here is Exeter St. David's. Leaving Exeter St. David's, we're now on our way to Exeter St. Thomas. Apparently I'm on a 25 speed limit I did not know existed there. That 25 I was not aware of. So I'm going to say that was not on the HUD. It's kind of hard for me to know about that in this stance. So I'm going to say that was not a speeding penalty, because I had no knowledge of that. I mean, you have to knowingly be committing the penalty to be accused and convicted of the penalty, right? It does make logical sense. You have to know you're stealing a chocolate bar if you're going to steal a chocolate bar. So we're going to stop at Exeter St. Thomas, then we're going to pull up to the reverse point. You see the track does end up ahead. Again, that's the end of the route for us. We know that line from the Riviera Line DLC. But in this DLC, it comes to an end. So I'm trying to slow down to a slow enough speed that we get rid of the zoom on that. There we go. That's what I want to do. We're going to leave our speed where it is now. So we're going to be stopping here at Exeter St. Thomas, which we're entering right now. And here we are for our stop at Exeter St. Thomas. Now pull forward to Exeter St. Thomas South reverse. Just going to show you the signal as we do that. We have a green signal, so we are good to go. And I don't believe there are any other green or any other signals along this track. This is our last signal. So we're going to stop at the reverse point. Now this time I can't do anything about the end of the track. It's going to stay there now until we reverse. If we continue forward, we're going to barrel right into that. We're going to get all the way into the orange here. We're going to come to a stop. That'll do nicely. Just a little further. Okay, that'll do. So we made it to our Exeter reverse. So once we're done our reverse stop here, we're going to be going to West Depot 10. So we might have to change some junctions along the way, but I'm going to wait for directions. And then we're going to go ahead and do what we're told to do. So if it tells us check the junctions, we're going to have to. I'm going to do it anyway. But it may just be automatic at this station. I don't know. Now reverse and head for Exeter West Depot 10. An eastbound HST which has followed you from Taunton needs to pass, so please proceed at 5 miles per hour until it passes to avoid too much snow being plowed into the passing train. So we're going to be going at 5 miles per hour as we reverse. I like this direction. This is fantastic. It's realistic. So we're now at 5 miles per hour. Let's check our map and make sure we see what's going on. Yep, we're moving to that track. And the train passing us is indeed right there. It's coming up right now. So we didn't hold it up at all. It was night. Let me just say right now, Just Trains, I applaud this. I like this. This is good. Very, very good. So he's going to be held up for a moment at that red signal as we clear the track. He can see us clearing the track in front of him. So I don't think he's going to be too upset. We did our job. We cleared the track for him, and he's going to be on his way. He'll get his green, and he'll be off. Let's actually take a look at this for a moment as I go put my speed back up. Let's take a look at that train for a moment. So as you can see, I've come to a stop. I did not realize I actually had a signal apparently behind me. So I'm going to check this right now. Am I not allowed to go any further here? Let me find out what's going on here. Oh, yeah, indeed. I'm going the wrong way now, actually. So let's stop that. Apparently, I was supposed to stop here. I didn't respond to the flashing yellow signal. So because I did not realize there was a flashing yellow signal, I couldn't really do anything about that. That's why you saw my train come to a stop in that screenshot. When I saw the train going by. But as you can see, the light is nice and good now. I'm glad I stayed with you on the drive because we have some good daylight now. This is fantastic. This is fantastic right now. So we're just going to stay at 15 going into the yard. Let's just check where I am going. I'm stopping at Exeter West Depot 10, which I'm staying on my train for some reason. I'm going all the way back here. Exeter West Depot 10 is this depot. Right there. So I'm going in here, I believe. Oh, no, wait, I was on the right one. It was, sorry, I got that wrong. It's on the orange. I thought it was on the orange one, but it's actually the yellow one next to it. So the path is set correctly for me. I'm going right in there, and that's all I'm going to worry about. So I'm going to stay at a lower speed limit for now. Actually, you know what? I can go a little faster for right now. So I caught the AWS alert this time because I have the HUD up and I saw it this time. So we're going to slow down. We're going to get ourselves pulled into the depot and we're done our job. Moving to the second track over. We're pulling into the yard now. So we're now off the main line. We've got moved to a 20. We're going to drop now to a 15 mile per hour speed limit as we get in the yard. I don't know if I need to actually slow down to a slower speed limit, but I'm going to take it down to 10 anyway because this is not a big yard. There's no need to barrel in at 15. So here is Exeter St. David's once again. I'm just going to turn the view to show more of the station here. So Exeter St. David's right there. Nice sunrise behind it. So yes, the sun did come up. This is realistic. The scenario, the situation for the snow clearing does start at night. By the time the sun is up, the train has to clear the line so all the main trains can be up. So various snow plowing trains do occur throughout the route. And the Bristol to Weston and down to Taunton probably has other snow plows working in that area. So we are not the only snow plow on this line today. So you can see that we are coming to the end of our track here. I'm going to hop back in the cab for this. We're just going to keep backing up a little more. Sunflower is there from the transfer junction. And if I stop right about here, this is probably good enough. I'm going to stop the train right there, and that's the end of our scenario. Let's look at the train. Now we can get a good view of the snowplow. This is what the snowplow looks like in the daylight. Nice little yellow and black striped. It's kind of like a hazard warning. Make sure you're aware that this thing is coming down the track at you, plowing snow at you. And you can see the front of it, which pushes the snow up over the plow and off to the sides. So very, very nice setup for the snow plow on the train. Kind of like the real ones too on the roads. Well done, driver. You may now go to the mess room. Can I go to a clean room instead and have a nice hot cup of tea? So we're going to go to the mess and have some tea in a mess. That's it. That's all we had to do here. So make sure you have a wonderful day, evening, night, whatever it is for your part of the world. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time for Let's Play Train Simulator Classic. Again, it'll be either the 153, the Voyager, or the 142. I'll decide which one. I'm leaning towards the 142 though. Stay tuned next time to see what I do choose to play here on the Bristol to Exeter route. I'll see you next time for that. I'm Cyclone. Bye-bye.